Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It is Monday the 17th of August. We have new mods and we have 3 updates. The updates are as follows. The Fence 800 S4 by STV the Manor House by Pair, and the Lizard Container by DMI 20mm Normandy have all had updates today. Okay, so I hope you all had a lovely weekend. First of the mods for today, we have got the concrete and brick fences. These are by Cisek. Where is it? Cisek and Daniel X321. These are the ones that you get as part of this pack. That I tried to kind of put some together. Like I've said before, on console, lining up fences and stuff is so difficult. It won't let you zoom in particularly close, and you just haven't got that finesse you can get with a mouse. I think a lot of people, you can connect a mouse to a console, but sometimes it doesn't always work. It's not always compatible. So, you know, there's all sorts of issues with it. But anyway, nicely detailed, nice textures. You've got these concrete sections, and then these 2 brick sections. I do like the fact they're very wide. They're nice and thick. I say wide, they're nice and thick. So lining stuff up isn't as difficult as when you've just got a single fence panel sort of thing. These you'll find under placeables, and I'm sure these were miscellaneous, these ones. So these are 1 and 2 slots each. They vary, but again, like it's not very much. Then once you put the first one of each, they drop all down to 1 slot. So we've got the gate for 1,500. The first concrete fence panel is 150. The second one is 250, and the third one is 200. Then we've got the brick fence section, which is 300. Concrete post, did I not put a concrete post down? I might have done. For 40, and then we've got the brick post for 40 as well. So those are all the options, and like I say, placing them and rotating them is the same as you normally do with any other mod. The gate opens and closes. It doesn't have a frame around the gate. Those hinges, you just kind of, when you put them together, you just try and butt it up as close as you can to one of the posts. I don't think I did, but oh yes I did, of course I did. Yeah, right there, look. Concrete post. But opens and closes just like that, and then like I say, try to do a wall section there. It's not as neat as it could be, but there you go. That's the concrete and brick fences by Cisek and Daniel X321. Moving on from there, let's go through the gate. Thank you. To this is the Carre. I want to say Carre. There's no accent over it. I was going to say Carre, but I think it's Carre. Neolab Eco 350. This is by Carre, JM Simulation and Toitoine modding. It is a subsoiler. I think it's a 3.5 meter one. Really nicely detailed with these kind of turned in, I want to say fins, but it's supposed to help, rather than have a direct straight down blade, it almost gives a ploughing action without it being a plough, so to speak. I know it's a weird way of putting it, but you can have this with the rear 3-point link on or off. So you can have it as a standalone subsoiler which goes onto your 3-point link, or by doing it this way, and the fact you've got this gap in the middle, you can hook another attachment on the back like a seeder or something like that if you want to, and the PTO will run through the gap. We've got a few like this, but this is obviously like a different version of. I like that. I'm trying to think where I've seen, it might be like rear diffusers on like racing cars and stuff. I'm just thinking where I've seen that kind of shape. Maybe that's what it is. That's what I'm thinking of. This you'll find under tools, under subsoilers. There you go, Neolab Eco 350, 8,750 to buy. How many slots was this? 14. It's 14 slots. The options available, like I say, you can have without back hydraulic, so you just put it onto your 3-point link and away you go. Or you can have it with the hydraulic on the back, so you can put something else on behind it. So, yeah, and that's kind of it, and it subsoils. Now, this is the first time I'm actually testing this. It does have lights on the back bar as well, and indicators on that back bar as well on the top. Drop it down. There we go. It runs at 7, I think, yeah, well it's running at 7 now, 7 miles an hour. I don't think it requires a huge amount of horsepower either. What was this other thing I should have looked when I was on there? It's not very much. But yeah, not bad at all, that. Not as big as some we've got, but not as small as others, so, you know, take that however you want to. Moving on from there, we have got this. We've had a few augers of late, haven't we? Quite a few augers. And this is the Lizard Granos 10,500. This is by Conta Comigo Modding. It's a 10,500 litre auger wagon. This will take your grain types, seed and fertiliser, as most auger wagons do. Nicely detailed. And it's an auger wagon. I mean, slightly large flotation tyres. There aren't, on the mods we've got today, there aren't actually that many configuration options on a lot of the mods today. It makes my life a little bit easier, but yeah, there's not too many configuration options. So under auger wagons, there we go, 10,500. Requires 105 horsepower to pull, 12,000 to buy. Options available, yeah, none. You get what you get. That's it. And it will take, like I say, your grain types there, soybean, corn, seed and fertiliser. We'll hook it up just so you can see the animation of the auger, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's an auger. You may well have seen one before. On PlayStation controller, L1 and down on the D-pad opens up the auger. Nice smooth animation. Not a bad height on that auger as well. So for a small grain cart, you know, you should be able to get into fairly large trailers. Not the really tall-sided one or high-sided ones, but yeah. Or if you're going to put into a seed cart, yeah, you might get into a seeder. Not a seed cart, a seeder. Just looking at the angle of it as well. There you go. The Lizard Granos 10,500 by Conta Comigo Modding. Moving on. We have got this. Now, I wasn't sure. When I first saw this pop up, I thought, isn't that just the case 1666? Isn't it the one we've already got? I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the 2188. This is by Matt26. It's the case IH 2188. Axial-Flow. This will use 26 slots. Oh, did I say? Sorry. The Granos is 16 slots. I meant to say that. Sorry, that's 16 slots. This one's 26 slots. Yes, 26 slots. It doesn't come with headers, but it gives suggestion as to the headers that can be used with it. This has got a 7,380 litre tank capacity. I haven't got the 1666. It is a 1666, isn't it? I haven't got that installed at the moment. I was going to do a side-by-side comparison, and I haven't got it installed. But we'll jump in, start it up. Open it up, pipe out like so. Lights, light on the auger pipe. I do like that as an option. I know I always say that, but it's surprising how many of the big harvesters don't have that. But knowing what I'm like for doing contract work through the night, that's almost a necessity most of the time. Nicely detailed mod beacon on the back too, and on the front there. In cab, again nicely detailed. The lights on, obviously you can see it a lot better. Let's throw lights and off again. There are no options to open or close doors or anything like that on there. That's L1 options, R1 options, L1 and R1 options. We can enable straw swath. Actually, let's do that. Enable straw swath, like so, which puts the flap down, and then the swath comes out the back rather than being spread with the discs, like so. Yeah, I mean, like I say, that's all there is to it. I mean, it's not. Again, this is another one. There's not a lot of options on this one today. Let me just close that. Horn. Turn the engine off. This you'll find under vehicles. This is under harvesters. There you go, 2188 Axial-Flow, 185 grand, 7,380 litre tank, 280 horsepower. It does say for the 1030 header or the corn champion. I know people will try various different headers and different things to try and get a wider one. It'll probably, actually it's a good point, sometimes I don't always like the Cressoni header, the one that folds up. A lot of harvesters aren't keen on that, especially the smaller harvesters. As far as options go, like I say, nothing. That's what you get the harvester, and that's it. So there we go, that's the 2188 Axial-Flow by Matt26. This seems to be going rather well at the moment. I'm very conscious of something happening now. So let's go to next. Yes, next up, let's have a look at these. These are the US mailboxes, or US American mailbox. This by C&S-Modding annmarie. We have 3 mailboxes in this set, but there are technically 6. 3 of them come under farmhouses because you can have it as a mailbox sleep trigger, and the other 3 are under decorative. So if you just want the mailbox but you don't want the sleep trigger, you can just put the mailbox down. Now, as far as I've been able to tell, I've had my help window open and been round them. You can't put the little, the little flag thing up to say you've got mail or anything. You can't open or close them, that I can tell. I've tried walking around them and getting options, and I just think it's just a mailbox there for decoration. Whereas obviously this one, as you get closer to it, comes up sleep. Now press L3, it says you're not tired, so you can use that as a sleep trigger. I'm very, very keen on the sleep triggers that are small and unassuming things, like on Holland-Sevelde, where you can have the boots, the doormat that the Alien Gym does, the deck chairs, the small things that can be in addition to a farmhouse, so you can put it anywhere you like on the map. It's when you get the really massive farmhouses, I find that more of a struggle to find a place to put them, and sometimes you have to level land and that kind of thing. I know they have their place, and a lot of people prefer the houses rather than something like this, but I don't know, that's just a personal preference I have. You will find this under tool, no it's not, it's under placeables. What am I talking about? So under farmhouses, we've got the dirty one, the muddy one that I've got down as the trigger. So these are 900 each. They're only, I think each one was 2 slots. I'm pretty sure they were all 2 slots, but those both say 2, and that one says 1 because I've already placed one. So these are your sleep trigger options if you want to go down that route, or if you go into decoration and go across, you can have the same 3 but without the sleep trigger, although they are still 900 without the magic of the sleep trigger. But anyway, so there you go, the American mailbox by C&S-Modding annmarie. Let's close that off again. Next, right, let's whiz over here and have a look at this. This is another one I like. I mean, we've got a lot of silos, but the kind of the detail, I know we've got long grass here, but this is the field silo by Funky. Now it does say, before placing the silo, the floor must be levelled according to its size. So obviously it's fairly large, fairly wide, as you can see by the tyres marking it. This is a 2 million litre capacity. I'm sure it says 2 mil. Yeah, about 2 mil for doing your silage. If I open, actually I should have kept that open. As I walk into it, fill level chaff, 56,000 litres in there, compacting 1%. So obviously the more I put in there, the bigger that pile becomes, and it all needs compacting. Now it does also say there's intentionally no floor, and texture adjustment was inserted. The appearance of the silo planes can differ, so there is no texture for the floor. Sometimes you'll get the tyres and you'll get a texture that comes in with it, but I think another reason that's been done is to keep the slot count low, and it means it's easier to place. I didn't have any problem placing this at all. Sometimes with the bigger stuff it can be a bit awkward to find a location to put it down. So yeah, I mean, in essence, when you go to place it, you just get the tyres and nothing else. And at first I looked and thought, hang on, that can't be right. But it is a big old size as well. Yeah, I mean, it does exactly what it says in the tin. You bring your grass or your chaff, put it in, compact it as you normally do with any bunker silo, and then cover it. Now, I haven't filled this with 2 million litres. I don't know whether or not if you do fill it with 2 million litres, sometimes you get a bit of clipping off the sides, sometimes you get a bit of kind of excess comes out of the ends or possibly the sides. As far as that goes, the more people play with it, the more people use it, the more people fill them up. You might get people saying, actually, you know what, it's great, it's no problem. I don't know why there would be a problem with it, but kind of a proviso I have to put out there. Otherwise, the first question someone asks me is there any problem with clipping issues? I honestly don't know at this point. Yeah, so this you'll find under placeables, under silos, only 11,000 to place, and only 1 slot. Just 1 slot to place it. So if you're looking for a nice big silo and you don't want to be eating into your slot count on console, that's probably not a bad one to look at. Yeah, so there you go. That's the Field Silo by Funky. Which brings me on to, unfortunately, the last of the mods for today. There was supposed to be another one, but I'll get into that in a minute. So we've got this. It's kind of like a little pack, I guess. This is the Lizard Tank 40. Apologies if I pronounce this wrong. By SleutjesModding. I think it's Sleutjes Modding. These are 40,000 litre slurry / digestate tankers. It does say on the website Modhub, trailer for transporting liquid manure widely used in sugarcane crops, and the picture does show a kind of South American style map, and obviously on the back it says long vehicle. So yeah, it will take slurry or digestate, and you've got two options with this. You can have it as a standard fifth wheel attach like so, but it does have a trailer hitch on the back, or you can have it as a dolly version. So if you haven't got a semi-lorry truck, you can use a tractor to hook up, or if you want to daisy chain, you can hook a dolly version up to the back of a standard version, and you can have an 80,000 litre capacity. Now this one also has a trailer hitch on the back, so if you're very, very good at reversing these ones, that can be sometimes a little bit awkward, or depends how good you are at doing it, you could potentially have a chain of them, as long as you've got a vehicle with enough horsepower to pull them. So you could be looking at 120,000 litres, of slurry digestate at a time if you want to do that. But anyway, yeah, nicely detailed mod. Even got that kind of slightly textured effect on the sort of reflective strips on the back as well. But yeah, I like that. Brazil flag on there on the South American section. But yeah, now this doesn't say in the PlayStation on the console Modhub bit whether this is compatible with the manure system on PC. It doesn't say, so maybe it is. I'm not too sure on that one. The fact you've got these big pipe attachments here, but I wouldn't like to say for definite. It doesn't say in the Modhub whether it does or not. This is where I may have a problem. Oh no, okay, right. I'll explain why in a second. But I find it quite nice. They've got the right kind of feel and setting on them. They just seem to be sort of scaled very nicely. Sometimes we get tanks and tankers that look very big with a really tiny capacity, or the other way around, they're really small with a huge capacity, and it seems a little bit like, what? But these just, I don't know, they just seem about right to me. Now, these you will find under tools, under slurry tanks. So the tank 40 and the tank 40 with dolly. These were, where they're on my list, 5 slots each, so not too heavy on the slot count. We can change the rim colour to anything on that pallet, like so. And then the main colour is the chassis, so if we change that, like so. The actual tank itself stays the same colour no matter what you do, and those are the options. There's no tyre options or anything like that, just those two options available on both. So you've got 68,000 to buy the standard one, and then with the dolly 78,000. And they take slurry or digestate. They don't do both at the same time. I will say slurry and, but yeah, kind of slurry or. And there you go. That's it for the mods that I can show you. There is another mod out today. Now you may have better luck with this, but I haven't, and I'm a bit concerned. I thought my game had crashed. I can't say for definite it's this mod causing it, but you'll see what I mean. You watch, it's going to work again now. So we've got the SX210 ITR by Vanquish 081, and it's an IT runner truck. I have installed it. I've downloaded it and installed it. So under trucks, we scroll across, and it's just there. The SX210 ITR. It does say it will use 12 slots, 440 horsepower, 10,000 litre. It's an IT runner. That's an interesting one. But every time I click on it, like I just did, I can't get into it. It won't. If I go to the next one, press X, goes in, no problem at all. Go back to this one, press X, Nothing. I can't access it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a glitch, something with the map. You know, like I say, you may have better luck. You may go on, it may be absolutely fine. The problem was when I tried this earlier, I then tried to press circle to come back out, and nothing happened. Everything just sat. I thought, please tell me this is not crashed. If I press circle now, please work. Right. But weirdly, I've never had this happen before either. If I get into this, which is just the Hulk, the standard in-game Hulk, if I tab, which I don't do very often, if I go that way, rather than tab, oh there we go, the characters are disappearing. If I try and tab left now, nothing's happening. It will tab through to the right, through all of my vehicles, but if it does what it did last time, it skips out the lorry now. So it seems like that SX210 being in the lorry menu is causing a problem with the lorries. I don't... It's really weird. So I would say be careful. I don't want to say point fingers and say it's definitely the SX210 ITR that's causing it. It could be any of the mods I downloaded today, but it does seem a bit weird that it won't let me click on it and it won't let me access any of the details or lease or buy one or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know, be cautious, or if you've already installed it and had a look and it's working fine, just drop it in the comments, let me know. Just, you know, let me know, is it working okay, what map are you on? You know, it could be a mod conflict or something, I really don't know, but I can't get it to work, so apologies for that. But that is the mods for today. Those are the mods. Yeah, that is the mod review. Those are the mods for today. We do have a map as well out today. New Park Farm by Peter716. I will be doing a map review tour of that. Hopefully I'll get that done this evening, but that may not post till tomorrow morning. Now, we will see. There you go. So I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.